Hi, I'm Joanne and welcome back to my sewing corner at Crafting with Confidence. Before hiking in the Canadian Rockies last week, I visited an amazing little shop in Canmore, Alberta called the Sugar Pine Company. This store is definitely a quilter's dream. It's filled with fabrics, patterns, and also lots of yarn for crocheters and knitters. While I was there, I purchased this 5-inch charm pack, which has 42 5-inch squares, all in my favorite colors, which I'll show you in a minute. And check this out, it was only $15.99 Canadian dollars. What an amazing deal. So let's spread all these out on the table and see what we've got. What I love about charm packs is how the cutting is already done and how you never know exactly what you're getting until you lay it out. Just look at all the beautiful colors in this set. What I think I'm going to do is to create a 10 by 4 square table runner, but before I get started on that, I'm going to rearrange how the colors are. What I've done is start with blues and teals on one end, move into pinks and purples, and then back into blues and teals again. I can't wait to get started on sewing all of these together, which shouldn't take too long. I'll start by sewing together rows of 4, and then I'll join all my rows of 4 together to make the table runner. I've chosen some teal colored thread for the project, and now let's fire away at it with 1/4 inch quilting seams. Each time a row of 4 is done, press all the seams of that row in one direction and the following row seams in the opposite direction. This will allow for easy nesting of seams when joining all the shorter rows together. And here are 2 rows done, just 8 more to go. Once I had sewn all 10 rows together, I decided to number each row to avoid any confusion while I was connecting them. I started with groups of 2, and in no time they were all done. I'm kind of feeling like a watercolor artist when I see how all these colors blend together when they're right next to each other. And have you noticed that to get this far in the project, I haven't had to use any special quilting equipment, just the sewing machine. The dimensions have turned out to be 18 inches by 44 inches, so my plan is to cut a backing that's 2 inches wider all the way around. I think some navy blue backing will accent well with all the other colors, and I found a strip of leftover batting that's exactly 18 inches wide. That should do it. Next, I'll pin the quilt sandwich together and we'll decide on my machine quilting plan. I could choose to stitch in the ditch like this, but I think I prefer going on the diagonal like this. The machine quilting stage is where both patience and the walking foot come in handy. What do you like to think about while you're quilting and crafting? My mind often goes towards who I'd like to gift this to when I'm done. After all, this is one of the big reasons to make beautiful things, isn't it? Now come the final steps of the project. Using my scissors, I'm going to cut off the extra batting. And then I'm going to trim the outside edge about 1 inch wider than the table runner. If you don't have a quilting mat or rotary cutter to do this trim, you could definitely use scissors instead. To create the binding, just fold once and twice and then clip, and continue all the way around. It's easy to make mitered corners as well. When one side is folded, create a 45-degree fold with the outside edge on the other side, fold once and twice, and there's the mitered corner to clip in place. Wasn't that a piece of cake? Okay, that took a lot of clips, but you're better off using too many than too few. Sewing on the binding is when you really want to slow things down, as a nice binding is the very best finishing touch for a quilted project. I am very excited about how this has turned out. Neat mitered corners, attractive diagonal stitching, and a gorgeous wave of color. Let's try it out on the table. This has been a really fun project to create together. It's amazing what you can sew up with a pre-cut charm pack. If you'd like to see what you could do with a jelly roll, then check out this video that I made a few years ago. See you soon!